And we are live. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Tuesday night. And welcome back to another episode of DISANITY. And tonight we are doing an actual very special episode. For those that don't know, all week long, Dean over at the Live Place has been doing these movie marathon streams throughout the week. They started on Saturday with Road Trip Dave, I think. And we are just continuing that marathon all week long, and tonight is no exception. Now, I thought we'd kind of take a little bit of a different take on movie marathon. Everybody's been doing their favorite this, their best that, their favorite movies for Christmas. Steven Spielberg, Indiana Jones, Lord of the Rings last night with Meg, which was a lot of fun. But I thought I'd take it in a whole different direction. You guys know me. Everybody thinks Mr. Negativity. I'm really not. I just like to kind of be, outside the box a little bit. Tonight, we're going to talk about my least favorite movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, let me preface it by saying this. It's not necessarily always that they're just bad movies. It might be something about the movie that makes it one of my least favorites. It could be different things about it. But I've got 10, and I've got a couple of honorable mentions. So it's going to be a lot of fun. No hate. I hope I don't make anybody mad. I hope one of these movies on the list isn't one of your favorites. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a good time with it. And you guys will probably be surprised with some of them. Now, I will say with all of these, I have their Rotten Tomatoes score as well to kind of see how I fare compared to like what everybody else thinks too. So it's going to be fun. I think this will be a lot of fun. Just a neat way to kind of look at it. But let's say hi to everybody in the chat in just a minute. But let's start with, of course, talking about him. Dean over at The Live Place, theliveplace.com. If you are looking for a live stream in the parks or not in the parks, something like this, where it's just kind of one-on-one or home streams, theliveplace.com is the place to check it because he is the TV guide of live streams. Here's over 110 live streamers on there, Disney and other things too. It's not all Disney content. So be sure to check him out. He is fantastic. He does a really good job of keeping it updated, and you're definitely going to find what you want. And it's all family friendly, which is even better. Our two partner channels are Steve's World and Disney Dan. Steve goes live on Mondays. He was live last night with just another Monday night. He goes live on Wednesdays with the Disney crew. And Saturdays usually with me for Sports Night. And we actually will be live this Saturday for Sports Night as we continue this movie marathon and as we talk about our favorite sports movies of all time. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's Saturday at 8. So check out Steve. And, of course, Disney Dan. Dan goes live on Saturdays with Disney Fiasco and live with me on Sundays. And we are going to be one of the last ones to kind of finish up this Disney movie marathon on Sunday as we review for Disney Movie Review on this channel here at Mouse Talk as we review Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is really kind of funny because the last time I had the movie review, we did Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. He picked out Volume 2 next, so it's kind of funny. But there you go. So that's our two partner channels. And, of course, to all of our members, we have been growing with membership. It's absolutely amazing, the amount of members that we have. Thank you to our members. Your extra generosity and loyalty is just amazing, and we definitely appreciate that very, very much. And now let's say hi to everyone in the chat. Now, obviously, as you can see from the very beginning, my lovely partner, wife, spouse is not here. She flew up to Maryland for work. She's up there all week in some training, so she is not with us tonight, unfortunately. I do miss her, but everybody, please remember Melissa in the chat, and she will be back next week. Yay! So let's say hi to everybody in the chat. We have Joshua DeLuca's here. Wendy Luhu, one of our members, is here. Molly Brooks in the house. There's Brian's West Coast Disney Adventure, or also known as Brian Eisenhart, another member. Brian, good to see you, buddy. Timothy Rainwaters is in the house. Let's see who else is here. Alex, the filmmaker. Alex, I'll be interested to see what you think. Captain Akron 27 is in the house. Avery, the Cuban American. Wendy Lou, who I already said that. Never mind. Wendy, good to see you. It is good to see you, Wendy. Let's see. Faith Hope in Disney is here. That's Barb. Barb, good to see you. Another one of our members is Barb. Brian's a member too, by the way, if I didn't say that. G. Wilson's in the house. Nathan Reed is here. Samantha Lowe is here. Joy S. is in the house. Joy is our newest member. Joy, good to see you. Andrea Houston. Andrea, good to see you. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Another one of our members. 91J Loves Disney. Another member is here. Emily, LSU Mom, another member, is also here. Emily, good to see you. Let's see. Addiction Mouse is in the house. Good to see you. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Let's see who else. Cart Key is here. Hey, Carol. How are you? Good to see you. Saria Myers. Hey, Saria. Good to see you, dear. Another member. Great to see you. Piglet Rue loves Disney is here as well. James Ryan. There's the man. Also a member. James. Good to see you, pal. Can't wait to see you this week, by the way. Ryan McDowell's in the house. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Jonathan Chong is in the house. Christine Hickman is in the house. I think we're up to date. More sunshine, please. There's Jim. Jim just had a great stream, by the way. Jim, good to see you. Dad Builds is here. Dad, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Charlie and Stacy, the Disney Nerd Herders, they're going live tomorrow night. They're going to be doing Not Quite Ready for Prime Time at 7 with their favorite romantic comedies. That's going to be fun. Be sure to check them out. The Hitchhiking Bones is in the house. Will, good to see you. Karen Cook, another member, is here. Karen, good to see you, dear. Hope you're doing well. I'm trying to go really slow because I don't want to skip. Ron and Meredith of the Philly crew, also members are here. Ron and Meredith, good to see you guys. Joey's World's in the house. What's up, Joey's World? Good to see you guys. Keith, Lisa, Joey. Dreamer Deborah's in the house. Hey, Deborah, how are you, dear? Good to see you. Eric Lee is here. Wow, we got a lot of people here. Thank you all for being here. This is amazing. Russ is in the house. What in the world with Russ? Russ Stapleton, another member. I just saw Russ this weekend. Got to finally meet him in person. Awesome, awesome guy. We had a great, great time. Russ, good to see you, pal. Kay Atwood's in the house. What's up, Kay? Good to see you, dear. It is a Sunshine Nation invasion. Welcome, everybody. I think, oh, man, it jumped on me. Darn it. Hold on, everybody. I appreciate your patience. I don't like missing anybody. Michelle the Quilter's in the house. Good to see you. And I think we're up to date. John Hazelton, John P. Hazelton. John, good to see you, pal. Tina McNeil, another one of our members, is here. Timothy Rainwaters, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. And we are up to date. Yay, we're up to date. Cool. Thank you all again for being here. Appreciate every last one of you. This is going to be an awesome, awesome time tonight. We're going to talk about, again, these are movies I'm not a fan of in one way or another. Actually, I'll say this. One of them on this list, I don't mind the movie. I don't like how the movie ends. So that's why it makes the list for me. But most of these are movies I just downright do not like whatsoever for one reason or another. And I'll tell you why. Because there's so many movies in this world that are great movies. So many different, in all different genres, whether it's horror, action, adventure, comedy, fantasy, sci-fi, drama, you name it. There's so many great movies. I mean, my favorite movie of all time is Shawshank, The Shawshank Redemption. That's number one for me. I think it's the best movie ever made. To me, I like it better than The Godfather. I like The Godfather, but I like redemption stories. I like it when the good guy wins. The Godfather's not the good guy. He's the bad guy. But so Shawshank's, I think, is the best movie I've ever seen. There's so many others that are wonderful. But I thought we'd take a different take and talk about movies that really aren't that good. And a lot of times I question why they're made, who would approve these movies, just different things. I think it'll be fun. Let's see. Anybody else come in that I missed? Nope. Looks like we're up to date. Wow, we got a lot of comments already. Good to see everybody. Everybody saying hi to everybody in the chat. Candy Mom is here. There's Cynthia. Cynthia, good to see you, dear. Cynthia is also one of our members. She was our first member. We always say that. She gets special because she was first. And she already knew that, though. All right, so let's see what we got here. 91J loves Disney. Here you go, Mouse Talk P.O. Box. Oh, thank you. I didn't even realize 91J asked for it, and I apologize. Mail address by any chance? Yes, we do. Thank you, James. I appreciate that, pal. And thank you to anybody that ever sends us magic mail. We appreciate it very, very much. We love it, for sure. Is the freshman the Godfather? In The Freshman, the Godfather is the good guy. I guess that's true. Russ says, I don't think I've ever watched The Godfather all the way through in one sitting. It's so long that I have to break it up. There you go. I get that. I totally get that. I totally understand that. All right. So first movie on my list. These are in no particular order for the most part. The last two I show you will be the two that I dislike the most. Okay. Other than that, these other ones that I show you are going to kind of be in no particular order. But the one I'm going to show you first is the one that I don't necessarily dislike the movie. I don't like the way the movie ends. So let me share my screen. I'm going to show you some screens of it. So here's the first one. It's called Fallen. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. I think it's 1995, 96, somewhere in there. It stars Denzel Washington. And there's this being, this demon or whatever, that goes into different people. But it's got to be inside of a living host. And ultimately, he's a cop, and they're trying to find out why this demon takes over people and people kill people and stuff like that. And in the end, the host goes into him, but he goes out in the middle of nowhere and basically ends his own life, kills himself in the hopes that because he's the only one out there, there's nowhere for the host to go, and the host demon will die. Well, it doesn't die. It finds a rat or a cat or something to get into, and it lives on, and ultimately the bad guy wins. I hated the ending to this movie. I don't know if any of you have ever seen it. It's not a bad movie per se. It's fine. It's a meh movie until the end, and then the end I hated, and then it's like, I can't believe this. I don't like this movie. I can't watch it anymore because I don't like the ending. Look, you guys are going to think I'm corny. I like the good guys to win. I go to the movies to see the good guys win. I don't go to the movies to see the good guys lose. We get that in real life all the time. I've said that about 1 million times. Now, on Rotten Tomatoes, Fallen got a 40. So that's pretty bad. That's not great. Yeah, a wolf or a coyote or something. It went into something. I thought it was a cat too, Wendy. I thought it was a cat. But I just didn't like the ending to the movie. It's not that it was a bad movie. It was mediocre. I probably would have scored it higher than a 40 on Rotten Tomato. I probably would have gave it like a 50 or 60. But I can see a 40 with the ending for me. So, I don't know. It sounds like everybody in the chat, at least most people, have seen this. I definitely have. G. Wilson says it's got 3 movies in mind. Let's see if mine made the list. What year was it released? Captain Icon, I'm going to say 97, somewhere in there, but I'm not 100%. Jonathan Chong hasn't seen it. Let's see. I am there tomorrow night. Yep, for sure. Can't wait. Can't wait, James. I was supposed to audition for The Singing Girl, but didn't sign the commercial modeling contract. Wow, how about that? That's pretty awesome. That ending annoys me too. Yep, see, and it's kind of how I am about it too. Dreams ever said, "Oh, I hate when a movie ends, leaving me feel really bad, and then I can't shake it for a couple of days." It's true. It's true. Yep. Saria says, "I have a ton of movies that the ending ruined the whole thing for me, and I can't watch them again." Yep, it's true. There are movies like that do it for sure. There's Jackie RV into Disney. Good to see you, dear. I saw her earlier on a stream, and it's always good to see Jackie. I know she doesn't make it in that often, but Jackie, it's great to see you, dear. Hope you're doing well. Everybody say hi to Jackie. Charlie, they say, "Oh, you must have hated Empire Strikes Back then. The bad guys won in that one." They didn't win. They actually didn't win because the rebellion was still alive and still fighting. They just didn't lose. They struck back. So I'm gonna disagree with you there. I don't think they won that time. I just think they struck back. Because the rebellion was still there, technically. They didn't beat the rebellion. Let's see who else is in the chat. Anybody else? No, I think we're up to date. So that's my first one. That's my first one, Fallen. Now, this next one I'm going to say, this is the only one that's on my list that is a horror. And I'm going to give you an idea of why. I'm going to tell you why this movie makes the list for me. Worst movie ever is Jerry. I feel horrible because I love Gus Van Sant. Never seen it. I can't say. I have not seen it. Oh, thank you, Wendy. I appreciate it. So next one on my list is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I think this movie is, first off, it's totally opposite of the first 2 movies. The first 2 are Michael Myers. This movie has nothing to do with Michael Myers. Period. Nothing to do with Michael Myers. And what's really upsetting is because Halloween 2, the second Halloween movie in the hospital, is one of my top 5 favorite horror films of all time. I just think that movie is absolutely fantastic. So suspenseful, so good. I love the sequel to the first Halloween. This one is horrendous. And again, in the end, I hated the ending again. Basically, there's these masks that all the kids around the world are really big into, and all these masks, when they put them on Halloween, are gonna melt their head or something. I don't know. It's horrible. It's a terrible premise for a movie. And I hated this movie. I don't know if anybody out there has seen this movie. I do not like this movie at all. I do not like the premise behind it. I didn't like how it ended. It was just not that good. Yeah, I'm not big. Gee, Wilson, I'm not big into horror either. Let's see here. It says that. Let's see who else. Yeah, me too. I don't like depressing movies. Yep, I agree. Yeah. Alex, I see that movie is terrible. See, Andrea says never saw it. Molly Rook says that one scares me. Yes, I love Halloween movies, but that one was awful. It was just not good. Yes, that's the one with the Mask Factory, Wendy. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not a big horror fan either, to be honest with you. Let's see who else, what everybody else has to say. Maybe unpopular opinion, but I hate the whole franchise. Saria, I'm with you for the most part. The first two I thought were really fantastic. It went downhill incredibly fast after that. The first two were legitimately scary. They were legitimately scary in my opinion. I like a lot of the Halloween movies, but this one was terrible. Yep, for sure. Yep, they should have stopped after the first one. See, I really enjoyed the second one, Barb. The one at the hospital, which was a exact sequel to the first one because it was literally the same night. I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was really, really good. Scared the life out of me at the time. Now I see how awful it actually was. Yeah, it just wasn't that good. And the actual, let me see here. I'll tell you what the Halloween 3 got a 42 on Rotten Tomatoes. So it was higher than the other one, but it got a 42. All right. Yeah, slept through it. It was boring. Yeah, it just wasn't that good. Downscale's in the house. What's up, Downscale? Good to see you, buddy. Let's see who else is here. I think everybody else is here. No scary movies for Jackie. I like uplifting. Yeah, well, I do too. I mean, I'll watch some here and there, but for the most part, I agree with you. For sure. It just depends. But in that one, I just didn't like it at all. All right, so this next one on the list, I think a lot of people might agree or disagree. Karen Cook says the first two Halloweens are classic. I watch them every Halloween. Agreed. I think the first two were really good. I love the second one. The second one, I will watch it every single time it's on TV. I'll watch it. I just love it. I think it's great. Dougie's in the house. What's up, Dougie? Dougie, good to see you, pal. Hope you're doing well. Dixie Mouse says, yeah, I really didn't like that one either. I did like the other one. So, yeah, I just do. I really like the first two. All right, so here's the next one on my list. This is my first Disney film. It's a live action. I'm so disappointed in this movie. I'm glad they're going to possibly do it again. And it's The Haunted Mansion. I'm sorry. I do not like this movie at all. The Haunted Mansion is my single favorite ride in all of Walt Disney World. Period. Love it, love it, love it. When they said they were going to do a live action Haunted Mansion movie, I was absolutely excited beyond belief. I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be fantastic. Blah, 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 blah. They got Eddie Murphy to do it. I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be great. He was still kind of an A-lister at that time. And then this thing was created. I don't know how everyone else feels about the Haunted Mansion movie. I didn't like the story. I didn't like the acting. I didn't like anything about this movie. I did not like anything about this movie. And I know that sounds terrible, but I didn't. Downscale, thank you for that so much. Downscale with the $5 super chat. Hashtag Joey Rocks. Fun fact. Thank you very much, Downscale. I appreciate it. But everybody, please thank Downscale in the chat. I appreciate that so much. The Haunted Mansion was terrible. I just don't think it was good. And I must not be alone in this because the Rotten Tomatoes score for Haunted Mansion is a 14. 1-4. 1-4 for the Haunted Mansion. 14. And you know what? I got to say I agree. I don't like this movie at all. I hear now that they're going to be doing a remake or they're going to redo it and do it over. So excited. I'm kind of rejuvenated for it. I'm really hoping it's better than that. They just made it too kooky for me. It just was too, I would have rather it had been a real, legitimate thriller haunted mansion movie. Barb, you're not missing anything. I'll say that. Somebody else just came in. I want to say hi to really, really fast. Wow, the chat is really moving, guys, and I appreciate everybody being here. I thought I saw Katrina come in, but maybe not. I thought I did. I thought I saw somebody come in. Well, anyway, good to see. It is. Okay, Katrina is here. Katrina Scolpini. Welcome in, Katrina. Good to see you. Paul Engel, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you as well. Agree. Saw it at the movies. Haven't watched it since. Yeah, I'm not, and I'm not gonna. I won't watch it again. Russ says the remake will have Eddie Murphy as Donkey in the Pet Cemetery. Oh my gosh, it's true. Let's see. Where did she go? Wow, you guys are really fast. Yep, there we go. Agree. Well, agree or disagree. Let Walt know what you think. Social media through Instagram. Agreed. Well, that's what's really fun about this is I like to know what everybody else thinks. I like to know, did you like it? Did you not like it? Maybe you'll like it, and you can kind of change my mind. Hey Shrek. Hey Shrek. The swamp is haunted. Yeah, I know. Really, it just wasn't good, which is too bad because I was really looking forward to it, and I thought, man, this is going to be awesome. Because if I'm not mistaken. And someone in the chat let me know, this is after Pirates of the Caribbean has already debuted and come out, and it became a gigantic hit. And that was another ride that turned into a movie. And I think Disney thought, wow, we can do this again. We can strike gold again with Haunted Mansion. And it just didn't work. It didn't work. Hey, Shiny Prisma, welcome in. Good to see you. Everybody say hi to Shiny Prisma. Thanks for stopping. I appreciate it. We're just talking Disney. Not Disney. We're talking movies. Unfortunately, worst movies ever. But we are talking about the movies tonight for sure. Shiny Prisma, we are glad you're here. And please, if you're exhausted, don't even worry about it. By all means, get some rest. Didn't Del Toro also get the rights to do a movie for this? Guillermo del Toro did, but he didn't direct that one. I know that for sure. I enjoy Haunted Mansion because it's so bad. See, look, there are certain movies like that, and I get it, but I just... Oh, I'm sorry, Cynthia. Walt broke my heart. I didn't mean to. I just don't like this movie. I don't think it's very good at all. At all. All right, so next one on the list. I'm going to kind of preface this next one as to why I don't like this one. But here's the next one on my list. Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Now, for those of you that don't know, Mortal Kombat, of course, was a video game that they turned into a movie first. The first Mortal Kombat is so campy, so cheesy. I love it. I actually love it. I love Mortal Kombat, the first one. The music's awesome. They've got Scorpion in there. They've got Sub-Zero. They got Kato. They got them all. They're all in there. It's awesome. It's they got Johnny Cage in there. It's really a lot of fun, the first Mortal Kombat. Then they made this abomination. It's supposed to be a sequel. It's terrible. This movie is horrible. I don't know if anybody out there has seen this movie, but holy macaroni, it is not good at all. I'm going to give you guys Horizons 18. Welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Did they come out the same year, Karen? How about that? I didn't know that. Yes, not a fan of this one either. Never seen it. Never saw it. You guys aren't missing anything. Yes, Sub-Zero. I love Sub-Zero. Terrible movie, terrible story, terrible acting, terrible FX, all over terrible. It's true. Unfortunately, it's the truth. I'm sorry. And do you know what the Rotten Tomatoes score is for Annihilation? 2. Not 20, not 22. 2. 2% score on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm not alone. It's just, and the first one is so much fun. It's just, I don't know. Oh my gosh. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. There she is. Melissa's in the house. What's up, dear? Hope you're doing all right up there. I miss you. Can't wait to have you home. Put But Mortal Kombat Annihilation, I don't know what they were thinking. Look, at the end of the first Mortal Kombat, it ended with, setting it up for a sequel. And you're like, oh, that's really cool. This is going to be neat. And then they made that. I don't know. Scoring 2 of 2, and that's being nice. It's true. It's the absolute truth. It's just not very good at all. Joey Roll says, Reign of Fire with great star power. Christian Bale, Matthew McConaughey, awful fantasy dragon movie, and Jaws 4. It was so bad that folks don't even know they made a Jaws 4. It's true. Those are good picks. Those are very good picks. All right. Mike Wheeler's in the house. What's up, Mike? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. And I apologize, guys. I'm kind of reading the chat just to see. Molly Rook, welcome in, dear. I don't know if I said hi to you, but welcome in. Oh, you're saying hi to Melissa. I'm sorry. All right. Let's see here. What else are we doing? Are we confusing Mortal Kombat 1 movie with Street Fighter movie? You know what? Downscale. I actually like Street Fighter. I did. I liked it. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Raul Julia. Mulan's in it. Ming-Na Wen's in it when she's really young. I actually like Street Fighter. I do. I like Street Fighter. Raul Julia in that movie he's awesome. He makes the movie. It's really not Jean-Claude's movie. It's really Raul Julia's movie. He is awesome in that movie. I like Street Fighter. I do. I know. People are going to laugh at me, but I actually think it's good. It's campy for sure, but the acting is really good by Raul Julia. He's such a likable bad guy, if you can say that. He's so twisted that I don't know. If you haven't watched Street Fighter, gang, go watch it. It's a fun watch. Look, it's not going to win any Academy Awards at all. I might even win some Razzies, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. The movie Magic Kingdom over Magic Kingdom. Street Fighter over Mortal Kombat. You know what? If I had to do the first Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter, I think I probably would still go Street Fighter. I agree. I think by a little, only by a little, but I think I would because I liked Mortal Kombat, the first one. There he is. Dean over at the live place. Welcome in, Dean. Of course, as we said, Dean all week long is having the big movie marathon, and we are just part of it. And we're just glad to be a part of it. Dean, we're having an awesome time tonight. Really down in some movies. But I'm really, I think for the most part, I'm backing up my reasons for these, I think, legitimately. But we're having fun with it. It's all in good fun, for sure. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, so the next movie on my list, here we go. This one, I think a lot of people are going to agree with me on. I know Melissa is. And this was kind of sad because it's a sequel, and I really enjoyed the first one. And the second one was just not good at all. And that's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. The Crimes of Grindelwald. I didn't like this film at all. I didn't really even understand it. It just didn't have a purpose. It didn't have this. It didn't have a story. I don't even know how to word this movie. The first one was really, really good. I really enjoyed the first one. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Loved it. Thought it was fantastic. Didn't know what to expect. Still the Harry Potter world. I thought, oh my gosh, I don't know what to expect. Fantastic Beasts was wonderful. Meg's in the house. What's up, Meg? Good to see you. Everybody say hi to Meg. Mickey's Magic again, Meg. Thanks for letting me join last night. I appreciate it very, very much. But The Crimes of Grindelwald, I'm sorry. We did not like this movie at all. I wanted to like it. I loved the first one. The first one was fantastic. But I didn't like this one at all, which really was too bad. Dean's in the house. Let's see. There's Melissa's comment. She says, yep, this movie bummed me out so much. The end was horrendous. You spelled horrendous wrong, honey. Well, you did. No, I'm just kidding. Well, it's a middle movie. Well, look, a lot of times the middle movie will be the movie that suffers. I agree. This one was just not good. I'm sorry. Really, Wendy, you didn't like the first one? I enjoyed the first one. I thought the first one was very good. I thought they did a good job with that one. Let's see who else we got in here. I want to read some comments. Saria says, to be honest, I liked the first and expected the second to be just a filler movie till the third comes out. Well, it was. I think it was, in my opinion. Russ says, yeah, he's not a fan of The Crimes of Grindelwald either. I wouldn't put it on the worst list, but it is a bad story-wise. For me, right, and that's the thing that I like about this. This is my list, okay? These are the ones that, for me, I'm just not a fan of. Jackie, if you saw the first one, I still recommend you see this movie. I would love to hear what you think of it. Don't take my word for any of these guys. If you haven't seen it, don't take my word for it. Go see it. See what you think. You might come back and say, hey, well, I actually really liked it. Karen says she fell asleep and she's obsessed with things Harry Potter. There you go. If that's not a ringing endorsement, I don't know what is. Well, the one is an act 2 of a 3-act tour. Yeah, it is. I understand that, and I get it. That still doesn't mean it has to be bad, in my opinion. Right, exactly, Molly. I think that's part of it with me, too. It was more or less I didn't understand where they were going with it. I think that might be part of it, is I didn't really understand it. But that's just me. Let's see. Hitchhiking Bone says, I enjoyed this movie, continuation of the Grindelwald storyline, but you do have to know the Harry Potter storyline in detail to follow it. And I do know the Harry Potter story. I've read all the books. I've read all the Harry Potter books. I've seen all the movies. I still didn't like this movie. Crimes of Grindelwald got a 36 on Rotten Tomatoes. 36. So I don't think I was alone. Ray J's in the house. Welcome in, Ray J. Good to see you. But, you know, again, the trailer looked really good for this movie. I was so excited, and I thought, oh my gosh, they're going to really follow up that first one with an awesome movie. And then just it didn't for me. I don't know, but that's just me. Shiny Prisma says, funny thing is, I've never watched a movie that I didn't like besides Frozen and Secret Life of Pets. You're like Steve. Steve likes every movie, which is great. I'm glad he does. That's a good thing. I can't say the same. The worst movie I've ever watched is The Last Jedi. Good pick. I'm not even going there. Talk. Our rule is that my daughter can't see the movie associated with the book until she reads the book associated with the movie. That's a good idea, Downscale. I like that. I like that idea. I think that's a good idea. All right, next one for me. It's gonna be. I think you guys are gonna laugh at this one, but this has got to make the list for me. No holds barred with Hulk Hogan. So let me give you a little premise on this. This is Hogan's first real feature-length movie where he's the star of the movie. It's when he's trying to get out of wrestling and become an actor. And yet the first movie he does, what is his role in the movie? He's a wrestler. The whole movie's about wrestling. He's trying to get away from wrestling, and the first role he takes is about wrestling. It's terrible acting. It's terrible writing. It's terrible screenplay. Hulk Hogan was my absolute favorite wrestler as a kid. I went to WrestleMania 5. I was there for the Mega Powers Collide in Atlantic City. I love WrestleMania 3. It's my favorite WrestleMania of all time when he slams Andre the Giant. Hulk Hogan was my hero as a kid. He's a terrible actor, period. Terrible actor. And this movie was horrible. I love Hulk Hogan, but not as an actor. And what's he do? His first role and a major role for him, he's a wrestler. At least The Rock goes out and does different things. I got to give it. Right. He was okay in Rocky 3, but he was in it for like 3 minutes. You know, this was his movie, and it was just not good at all. And he just wasn't good in it at all. But I love Hulk Hogan. He is a terrible actor. He is, but he's great as a wrestler. He really is. He's a heck of a wrestler. Right. And even that, he just it was just a bad movie. It just wasn't. Hulk, anything Hulk is awesome. See, I love Hulk Hogan. He's my favorite. He was your train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins. He was the all-American guy. You know, I loved him as a kid. He was my hero. He really was. Yeah, acting-wise, he wasn't good at all. Karen thought it was funny. It's so bad, it's funny. Thunder in Paradise is another one. Oh, my gosh. That was a TV show, actually. Again, so bad that it's so good. No Holds Barred is awesome. Ross, you're funny. I'm not even into wrestling at all, so I'm clueless. Did someone call me Rockin' Robin? Welcome in. Good to see you. But it's just not good. The only good Hulk now is a green one. That's true. That is true. The movie is literally laughable. It really is, because it tries to be serious in certain parts of it, like when his brother gets beat almost to death and he's in the hospital and he's sitting by his bed and Hogan's trying to cry, and it's just terrible, but they're trying to be serious. I don't know. It wasn't very good at all. But that's just me. And I love Hulk Hogan, but that movie was just not that good. Shiny says, I don't know what my favorite movie, but I genuinely enjoyed the Captain Underpants movie, surprisingly. There you go. All right, next one on my list. I think this might make some other people's lists. And by the way, let me go back. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. All right, let me do this one first. All right, so here's the next one on my list. 8mm with Nicolas Cage. There were several Nicolas Cage movies that could have made this list. This was the worst of the worst for me. Snake Eyes almost made this list. There was a couple other ones he did that were the Wicker Man is another one. There's several Nicolas Cages that could have made this list, but I decided to take 8mm. Disturbing at point at times. Didn't really understand the whole thing. Terrible, terrible movie. Has anybody ever seen 8mm? And if you did, what did you think of it? By the way, No Holds Barred got an 11 on Rotten Tomatoes. 11. And 8mm got a 21 on Rotten Tomatoes. So these are two of them that also make the list for me. So, it's pretty much one-to-one reimagining of the books. I enjoyed the books. There you go. 8mm is great. Look at you, Jonathan Chung. Wow, how about you? Hey, Rachel. Rachel loves Disney. Welcome in. Good to see you. I don't know what my favorite... right. Okay, let's see. Anyone in the chat see Being John Malkovich, only movie I wanted to walk out on. Karen, I have not seen it, but it didn't... I sent you the Hulk Hogan Japanese commercial on Twitter. I'll have to watch that. I like Nicolas Cage. Don't get me wrong. I think Nicolas Cage is good. It's so bad I love him. Does that make sense? It makes sense. Took a lot of roles because he ran out of money. Yeah, I believe it. I bet he did. Nope, not even seen it. It's a terrible movie. It definitely does. Let's see. They Live is an excellent movie. Another wrestler, Roddy Piper. Jackie, it's bad, but it's good. I agree. I like it. It's better than Hogan's movie. I agree. See, you didn't like Con Air? Dude, there was really bad Southern drawl. His Southern drawl is terrible, but I liked the movie. I thought the movie was pretty good. Not a thing of cinema genius at all. No, not at all. But that's just me. I did not like it at all. And see, I like the National, and Melissa's right, the National Treasures with Nicolas Cage. I enjoy those. I think they're fun. I think Nick Cage's movies all run together for me. I think I only like National Treasure. See, The Rock with Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery and Ed Harris, I think that movie's awesome. I really like that movie. Frozen, it just rips the bad story apart. See, there you go. Although Con Air is so awful, it's one of my favorite movies. See, there you go. And that's true. I agree, 100%. Yeah, I like Con Air. I thought Con Air was good. I love the Lego movie. It's a masterpiece. Yeah, Lego movie is good. And John Travolta together, I'd rip my face off too. I actually like Face Off. I think Face Off was decent. I didn't think it was that bad. Yeah, The Rock was a good movie. I enjoyed The Rock. I think, and Con Air is good. I agree, Downscale. I like both of those movies. All right, so here's my last three on the list for me. And these are really bad movies for me. These are really bad movies, in my opinion. So here, I'm going to share my first one. And this one was a major, major disappointment. Attack of the Clones. It's probably the single worst Star Wars movie made. The Last Jedi is almost made the list for me. I had my reasons for Last Jedi almost making this list. But Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, is horrendous. I was so disappointed in the movie theaters when I went and saw this. I left and I felt like I just got beat up. I'm such a huge Star Wars fan. Grew up with it as a kid. This movie was bad. I just did not enjoy it at all. It's terrible. It's just not a good movie. There's no really redeeming value to this movie. The only part of the movie that I even remotely liked is when we finally got to see Yoda fight. And even that was a little bit off the wall. But that's just me. Ghost Rider, another one, didn't like it. Karen Cook, but not enough to make the list. I agree 1,000%. The only thing I enjoy is the lightsaber battle in the arena. And even that, for me, it was so CGI, Alex, that it didn't even seem real to me. It was so, everything was so CGI in that, I couldn't do it. Never heard of Attack of the Clones? Shiny Prisma? Yeah, big Star Wars. Star Wars makes me... It's just not... Wendy's not a fan? Oh, my God. I don't like sand. Yeah, exactly, Ray J. Exactly. The only thing about this movie was the spin-off cartoon series. Yeah, Attack of the Clones. You're right. I think I like Attack of the Clones better than Last Jedi. I would say they're almost equal. I don't know. Maybe, Kay, but not... I don't know. I have my reasons why I don't like Last Jedi, but this movie, but Last Jedi, directing wise and movie wise, isn't a bad movie. This movie's just bad. Dialogue's bad. Acting's bad. CGI's bad. It's just not good. But that's just me. And yes, whoever said no chemistry between them, yep, I'm sorry. I hate Hayden and Natalie as the main characters. They don't work. No chemistry at all between the two of them. Agree 100%. Melissa's right too. Jango Fett, see, but they didn't do much with him. I can't. I just can't. I've heard. Of course, James. The original trilogy is hands down the best. It's not even close. Attack of the Clones got a 65. How about that? Attack of the Clones actually got a 65 on Rotten Tomatoes. Totally surprised me when I looked it up. Really surprised me. The whole goofy thing at the end with C-3PO ending up on another droid's body was awful. Right, exactly. I agree. It's the least favorite of the Star Wars movies. Those first 3 episodes were none of my favorites. We just wanted back the original. I agree. Yep, I agree. Jack says worst movie ever. I've seen VeggieTales. I don't mind VeggieTales. I like VeggieTales. I do. I don't mind them. But anyway, all right. So here's my 2 worst movies ever. Both of these movies, well, we walked out of the movie theater on. Well, I did. At least the number 1, I'm going to have Melissa in on this one because I thought we walked out of the movie theater on this one. Or I know we almost walked out, but I'm pretty sure we did. But here's my number 2 first. Let me give you my number 2. This is an old movie. Dune. One of the most boring, terrible movies I've ever seen. Now, it's about spice and worms, giant worms. I'm sorry. I can't watch this movie. And it's such a long movie. It's like 17 hours long. Not really. But it's just not good. Now, I know they're doing it over. They did a remake that's supposed to come out in 2021. And a lot of people were really excited for this. I really dislike this movie. I hate using the word hate. And then I just used it twice. But I'm not a fan. I'm just not. It's so boring. I left the movie. I couldn't watch it. I left the movie theater. It was terrible to me. It was so boring. It was just, I didn't care about it. I don't know. I've not seen that. Hey, Alyssa and the old Disney family, welcome in. Good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. Bill Steffen also welcome in, buddy. Yes, boring. It's just, oh my gosh. And see, Alyssa and Neil love Dune. See, and Jackie too. Jackie loved it. Got to run. Thank you all for being here. Everyone, love you all. Bye, Mel. Call me when you get home. It's just not a good story and intent. See, and Dean of all people didn't like this one. To make Tremors look good. I'm surprised you didn't fall asleep. I just left. I might as well. Yes, Patrick Stewart was in this one, but it just wasn't a good movie. I'm sorry, and it was boring as anything. The story just wasn't. It doesn't really lend itself to movies for me. Maybe as a book. Yeah, it's not a movie theater movie, and for me, I just didn't like it. I just wasn't a fan of it. Didn't like it. Brian loved it. See, there you go. It just wasn't good at all. Yeah, and that was kind of part of it too. I think I was still pretty young back then, Russ, when it came out, and I think that was probably part of it too. Is probably I just didn't really understand what I was watching, and I thought it was boring. And maybe that those two combinations, it was time to go. And it just wasn't. It wasn't good to me. If you could sum up Dune in one sentence or two, what would you say? Don't go and see it. It's boring and long. There you go. That's what I would say. But there you go. That's my number 2 movie. Now, I do have a couple of honorable mentions. And Dune actually got a 52 on Rotten Tomatoes, which was a lot higher than I expected. A lot higher. Worst movie for me was Moulin Rouge. I wanted my 2 hours back and my money back. There you go. See, and I've never seen Moulin Rouge. You need to read the book and then watch it. Maybe. I might. It's got to be able to take breaks. Yes, exactly. Mark Johnson, welcome in. Eric Newman, welcome in. Good to see you guys. Wow, we got 60 people in here watching. Thank you all for being here so much. And thank you for all the likes. We are at 68 likes. That's fantastic. Thank you all so much. All right. So before we get to my number 1, I'm going to give you my honorable mentions. Okay. So I do have 5 honorable mentions. I don't have pictures for these. I'll just tell you a little bit about them. And then we'll go from there. And I'll give you the Rotten Tomato scores. Snake Eyes. I actually mentioned it earlier. Snake Eyes with Nicolas Cage. Did not like this movie at all. Thought it was not well written, not well done. Did not like the story. Just did not like the movie whatsoever. Didn't like his character. He's a loser in that movie. I just didn't like it. Didn't like the movie at all. It got a 41 on Rotten Tomatoes. So that's one of my honorable mentions. Little Nicky. There are so many different Adam Sandler movies I could put on this list. But I chose Little Nicky. Horrendous movie. Did not like it at all. The whole premise of the movie was just idiotic. That got a 22 on Rotten Tomatoes. Yes, I'm going to ask that in the end, Shiny Prisma. I'm going to ask what everybody says. But hang in there for me. Got to run, guys. Take care, Brian, buddy. Have a good night. Everybody say goodbye to Brian. Brian, have a great night, pal, and thanks for being here. So Little Nicky. All right, so the next 2 were actually gigantic hits at the movie theaters. They are 2 of the highest grossing movies of all time. I'm not a big fan of either one of them. Number 1, Avatar. Did not like Avatar at all. I didn't hate it. I watched it one time. Will probably never watch it again. Just not a fan of Avatar at all. It's got an 82 on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's very popular. But it's an 82. It's not in the 90s, but it still did very, very well. I wasn't a fan of Avatar. To me, we'd already been there, done that. The bad guys come in, try to take over the land. They fight back, and they win. We've kind of been there before. I wasn't a big fan of the movie. A lot of people do. Now, I love Avatar: Flight of Passage, but I just wasn't a fan of the movie. I just didn't think it was that good. But that's me. But everybody, see, a lot of people love it. Avatar, I don't even remember the movie. It's been forever. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm with you in Avatar. I don't know. I just, you should watch it again. Maybe I should. But what's more boring, the movie or the Navi River Journey? Probably Navi River. But I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it again. See, really liked it. Downscale, Joey's World liked it too. Wait, what? Are you sure you're not talking about last? No, I'm not talking about The Last Airbender. That movie's terrible too, but I wasn't a fan of Avatar. I expected to hate it, but I absolutely loved Avatar. See, there you go. Avatar was Pocahontas in space. Basically, you're right. But Andrea loved it too. See, there you go. Still haven't seen the whole movie. Can't stay awake. See? It just wasn't, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it. Mark Johnson, that's a good one. He says, I agree. Well, I prefer the Smurfs. I don't care for the military as the bad guys thing, but Avatar was visually stunning. Look, I've never been a big fan of visuals to me are just the icing on the cake. Story has to come first for me. I talked about this last night on Meg's stream when we talked about Lord of the Rings. Stories first. Visually, yeah, I mean it's awesome. It is, but I need a good story too. And that story was old news. We had already done that story 1,000 times. Hey, Paula Rainwaters, welcome in. But you're right. Visually, it was stunning. It really was. Stacy Rogers is here as well. Stacy, good to see you. Thanks for being here. What did Mark say? What did I miss? Yeah, about the smoker. That's so funny. But there you go. So that was my movie there, Avatar. The other one that got this movie was, for the longest time, the highest grossing movie of all time. But I wasn't a fan of it. Titanic. Titanic was okay. Again, I think what I did like about Titanic was the fact they used practical sets on a lot of it. I thought was really good. I don't like watching that kind of movie. That kind of movie, first off, I already knew what happened. It's still disturbing. It disturbs me to see that, to see what happened that night. And I don't want to relive it. And, the acting was fine in it and all that. I still think he could have got on that. I still think he could have got on that door with her. She could have shared the door. They could have kind of flip-flopped or something, but that's just me. I wasn't a big fan of the story. I'd already known what had happened, and it was too disturbing for me. I didn't want to see it. I didn't like it. I walked out of there. Don't let go. I walked out of there really, really depressed, and I just wasn't a fan of it. I saw it the one time. I won't see it ever again. I wasn't a fan of Titanic, but it got an 89 on Rotten Tomatoes. It's one of the highest grossing movies of all time, period. So people love it. I just wasn't a fan of it. It's got one of the best songs, Celine Dion's "My Heart Will Go On," #1 for like 16 weeks that year. Great song, but I just wasn't a big fan of the movie. David Stevens, welcome in, and welcome in. Good to see you. It was part of history. It was right at the back end. It was right at the back then. No, Bill, no, it was for sure. It was just disturbing to me. It was depressing. I knew you would pick that. I love the sets too, and the character actors, but it's too depressing. Never saw it at the movies, only on TV. Yeah, just not my thing. Then you learn stream shows were. It sank. Yeah, it did sink. I refuse to watch Titanic. I know the ending, and to me, I just can't watch a movie if I know the ending. There you go. Well, I mean, in any historical movie, we always know the ending if we know our history. Titanic, how to make sad. It's true. My cry is slowly getting better than I watch it. Oh, the Celine song is enough to make you not like it. Oh, see, I think the song's great. I think, look, the song was #1 for a very long time. It was like 16 weeks or something like that. I tend to think The Expendables was far worse than Titanic. It's different for me, Joey's World. It's the reasons why I don't like a movie. Titanic was visually stunning, directed really, really well. It's just very depressing to me, very disturbing. That's what I don't like. Shiny says, I'm a huge history person, so I knew as soon as I heard the name. Yeah, exactly. Downscale, thank you for that. He says, James Cameron be like, Walter, I was #1 with T2. Then I was #1 with Titanic. And I'm #1 still with Avatar. Why are you hating? Actually, he's not #1 with Avatar. The #1 highest grossing movie domestically is Force Awakens, if I'm not mistaken. And globally, it's Avengers. But I could be wrong. But thank you, Downscale, for that, buddy. That was very generous. You certainly didn't have to do that. Everybody, please thank Downscale for that very generous, again, super chat, pal. Thank you. Look, James Cameron's fantastic. He's had some of the highest grossing movies of all time, for sure. I also tend to dislike Fast and Furious. Yep, yeah, it's a little. Let's see. Was it the Philly Crusade? I missed it. It was okay. My relative. It was okay. It was okay. My relative died. Oh, really? How about that? I didn't know that. Wow, that's sad. Wow, you're part of history, though. That's amazing. Amazingly sad, but wow. How about that? And then last one for me is Battleship. Anybody ever see Battleship? Terrible movie. Based off a game. Just terrible. Got a 34 on Rotten Tomatoes. So there you go. That's mine. We're coming up on 9 o'clock. And right after me, Viapre Project. Be sure to check them out tonight. Great channel, Ed and Mindy. Check them out tonight. And we're going to go over a little bit of mousekeeping in just a minute here. Second-class passenger coming home to Vermont from visiting his mother in England. Wow, how about that? Well, I'm sorry to hear that. That's, God rest their soul, but that's crazy. That is crazy. How about that? I walked out on the Avengers. Yeah, I remember that movie too. Yeah, another one. I can't really watch Saving Private Ryan for the same reasons. Well, it's an amazing movie, but just so real that it's hard to watch. Hardest part about Saving Private Ryan to me, Russ, is the beginning of the movie on the beach. Man, that's really hard to watch, dude. And the worst part about it is it really happened. That's what's really hard. Crazy. Battlefield Earth, never saw it, so I can't really say. Yeah, Battleship's terrible, but that's just me. Avatar is number 3 behind number 1 Star Wars. Right, Force Awakens and Endgame. Right, yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, they're definitely they're now the number ones. Yeah, the knife killing part was hard to watch too. I agree in Saving Private Ryan, but I also didn't like. I don't like when Tom Hanks dies. I don't like it when Tom Hanks dies. I don't like it when, I know you guys are going to laugh at me, I don't like it when Arnold dies, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't like it when Kurt Russell dies. I don't like those. I don't like seeing them die. But anyway, all right, so number 1 on my list, this is my single. We walked out on this movie. Okay? You guys are going to laugh, and I'm going to tell you why. We walked out on this movie. Melissa and I were so upset at this movie. So upset. Angels and Demons. If any of you have ever read the book, Angels and Demons, by Dan Brown, if I'm not mistaken, same guy did Da Vinci Code. I can't remember now. It's been so long since I've read the books. The book is absolutely fantastic. It's one of the best books I've ever read. Love the book. The movie is horrible. They do the book so an injustice of the book. It's people that lived in the book died in the movie. People that died in the book lived in the movie. Totally different take on it in a lot of different ways. I was so upset with this movie. We walked out. We walked out. When this movie came out, I was so excited for it. I was like, wow, one of my favorite books. They're turning it into a movie. It's going to be fantastic. This movie was terrible. Tom Hanks disappointed me. Ron Howard was horrendous in this. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know. To me, this is number 1 on my list. I'm never, ever going to finish it. I hated it. Hated it. Yeah, the good guys dying. I don't like the good guys dying. Period. What is that? Angels and Demons is a good book. I would suggest you read the book. The worst was when John Wayne died in the movie. I agree, John Wayne too. He's another one. Oh, the book went viral. Yeah, the book's fantastic. Saria agrees. So upset at this movie. We were so upset. Well, we were. I don't know. Dan, I don't know if you're mocking me or not, but I was really. I was angry. Actually, I was actually angry. Tina says, yes, we're right. Hitchhiking Bonus has never seen it. My least favorite, From Dusk Till Dawn with George Clooney. Man in the Moon with Reese Witherspoon. The ending is what ruined it for me. I actually didn't mind From Dusk Till Dawn. It's a bad movie, but it was fun. It was fun. Read the book, Shiny. I think you'll like the book. Yes, you're right. Dan Brown is a great writer. Totally agree. Again, that was just my opinion. Love the book. Movie trash. Yeah, it's true. I've seen all 3 movies. I only like the first one. I love this movie no matter where nowhere near the books, but I like this film if you subtract the book. Well, that's my problem, Jonathan. In my opinion, you can't. Okay, it's supposed to be an adaptation of the book, and you can't change that much. I mean, major characters live in the book, die in the movie, and vice versa. That's just too much for me. Yeah, this one was weird. Yeah, it was. The books are amazing, but the film was awful. Again, these are my opinion. I thought he wore a Mickey Mouse watch. Yeah, exactly. Cool. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Johnny Depp. Yeah, that wasn't good either. See, as a Catholic, I love the book. Agreed. I'm a Catholic too, Ray J. I'm with you. The book is fantastic. Okay, and it doesn't shed a great light on the church, but I don't know. It just wasn't that good. Did you tell the popcorn kid that you offered your absolute? He offered your absolute trash, and then questioned him why he didn't warn you. Stacey's anniversary. National Lampoon's European Vacation, followed by closer. You don't like Christmas Vacation, Stacey? That movie is so funny. The scene with the squirrel. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I think it's funny. Karen says that sounds like me with an interview with a vampire for me. So different from the book in the first 5 minutes. See, there you go. Oh, it's okay. I know. I'm just kidding. Worst movie for Independence Day. Really? I didn't mind that movie. It's supposed to accurate to the source material to label a movie the book and then ignore the book. No, that's not allowed. I agree. Hey, Super Disney fan, welcome in. Good to see you guys. They are actually in Disney, having a great time. I like the Da Vinci Code so much more. Yes, I did too. I agree. I like Christmas Vacation. I think Christmas Vacation is a lot of fun. Well, guys, we are coming up. We are past 9 o'clock. I don't want to run over too much. First and foremost, thank you to everybody coming in tonight. We had 60 people in here. I hope you guys like this topic. Again, it's kind of a, worst instead of the best. Everybody's kind of doing that, but I really hope you guys like this. I had a lot of fun with it. So many great ones. Masters of the Universe is another one's not very good. Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. I actually didn't mind Batman Forever with Val Kilmer. I actually liked that movie. I didn't mind it. I didn't like Batman and Robin, though. Pet Sematary is another one. Agree. But I hope you guys like this. It's a different take on it. But be sure to check out the Biopic Project. They're on at 9 o'clock. They are continuing this movie marathon. Be sure to check them out. There's on the replay late to the game, but looks like a fun topic. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, guys. Great list. I like disagreeing with you, Mouse. Thanks, Jackie. Well, that's the best part about it. This is really a lot of fun. But guys, again, Dean over at the Live Place has been going all week with these streams of movie marathon streams. Be sure to check everybody out. It's been absolutely fantastic. Dean's came up with a great idea, and we're just running with it. Everybody's just been running with it. It's been fantastic. We will be live on Saturday from Epcot. Be sure to check us out. I'll be sending out the thumbnail on that soon, so be sure to come on in on Saturday at 11 a.m. That's when the park opens. We'll be there for park open. From Epcot. We're going to have a great time on Saturday. Saturday night, I'll be live with Steve as we continue this movie marathon, as we do our favorite all-time sports movies. And then Dan and I will be wrapping it up on Sunday with Disney Movie Review as we review Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Tomorrow night, Disney Nerd Herders, not quite ready for prime time at 7 o'clock. They are going to be talking about their favorite romantic comedies. Check them out. 8 o'clock, D&G Explorers. Check them out. Thursday, Ron and Meredith, the Philly crew are going live at 9 p.m. Check them out as well. Pete McDevitt, check out Pete. Of course, Pete goes live with his different streams as well. Carlos, Disney World Freak, goes live on Tuesdays. He was live earlier today at Ford with his Shooting the Breeze. And then Saturday mornings, he has his streams. Be sure to check him out. Hey, I am Thor. Welcome in. Good to see you. But thank you all for being here. Thank you to our members. Thank you to our two partner channels, Disney Dan and Steve's World. But mostly everybody in the chat, you always have a choice of where you spend your time. Your time is precious. And you spent it with me tonight. And I appreciate that very, very much. Downscale, thank you for your extremely generous super chats. I appreciate it very, very much, bud. Very appreciated. But again, guys, thank you for spending your time with me. It means the world to me. And, your time is precious. And I just hope that you enjoyed this, that it was entertaining and fun, and hopefully it made you smile, even if it was just a little bit. That's all I care about. But guys, again, thank you all for being here. Have a great night. Head on over to the Vipree Project. Let them know Mouse Talk sent you. You're going to have a lot of fun over there because they're going to continue this movie marathon, I'm pretty sure. And we're really close to 4,000 subs. We're about 70 away. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Share us out with your friends too. And until Saturday, I'll see you all Saturday. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we will talk to you all really, really soon. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.